A true hero of the Grand Mosque, security guard Rayyan bin Saeed al-Asiri is recovering in the hospital after a selfless act of bravery. He put his life on the line, acting as a human shield to save a person at the Grand Mosque. May Allah reward his sacrifice and grant him a speedy recovery. This picture of this security guard in hospital recovering is um, on quite a few different social media um, posts of quite notable audiences. Um, I didn't think much of it. Then I decided to look into it, and the story turns a potentially negative situation into a positive one. Allegedly, an individual, a man, was attempting to jump from, I believe, the second floor, and also this was allegedly because he was attempting to unalive himself. Um, and then the security guard managed to use his body to shield this individual. And as far as I'm aware, the man who allegedly attempted to unalive himself is fine. Um, and this is a positive story that could potentially be negative in terms of maybe a life lost or someone harmed quite a lot, regardless if it was their own actions or not. Also, you can look into their mental health and other things, but so for someone to be doing that, of course, not just isolated in that moment, but then the security guard to do this is shows you how much they they value helping others, even if it means putting themselves in these type of positions. But also, I like to highlight people in whether it's Masjid Al Haram, Masjid Al Nabawi, or any other mosque, or even your local mosque. Often, people in the background, you know who the imam is, you know the muazzin who gives the azan, and you maybe know a few other people, maybe the chairman or other people, but you don't often know the people behind the scenes who are doing the work to keep the mosque running, to help it go forward, and things like this. And this is more apparent in Masjid Al Haram, Masjid Al Nabawi, and other big mosques that cater to tens of thousands of people daily. For something like that to run smoothly, you're gonna need a lot of people behind the scenes, not just the people that you see. And not only do we not appreciate them often, and also we don't see their work, but here we are literally seeing their work. They don't just do their work, but they go beyond that. Like in this example, um, and other examples, they go beyond that to help the people, to help the guests of Allah in His house, to serve them, to make their time positive, a good time. And this is an example where he went beyond to help. And also, we know um, that saving one life is as if you've saved all of humanity, along the lines of paraphrasing. So it shows you we act upon such teachings, like we saw in the Bondi Beach attack, and now we're seeing here, and we see this all the time, but it doesn't get highlighted. That preservation of life, whether it's Muslim or non-Muslim, we are told to do so in our best of our ability, and saving one life as if you saved all of humanity. And we saw that in the Bondi Beach attack. We know these people were non-Muslims, but that man would have known. He was just thinking about saving lives. And here, as far as I'm aware, this individual was also a Muslim who tried to do things that allegedly. There's something positive to see, and it shows you this is the true teachings of Islam that people act upon, that ordinary Muslims act upon. You see, these people are ordinary Muslims. So if ordinary Muslims are doing these things, then you notice the teachings of Islam, and most people are doing these things that, or at least know these things, and maybe they would do so if they had the opportunity to do so. So then the other things that you see that ordinary Muslims are not doing it. It's the ones that are brainwashed, and often they're not thinking about the true teachings of Islam. They're just taking one thing that they heard and going with it, and then alongside being groomed and maybe radicalized to an extent, and then they go maybe blow up places. Even if you're seeing people blow up mosques. So if you're telling me that's anything to do with Islam, then you're far from the truth, because that person is blowing up a mosque. What kind of Islam is that? So people like to say that is Islam when it isn't. When you see ordinary people, what you see ordinary people doing is exactly what that Islam is about, because the ordinary people is most of the Muslims alive at any one time. So this is a good example, and hopefully the security officer recovers. And also, I do hope the individual that did allegedly try to unalive himself, he is fine. Also, he's given help and other things to ensure that he um, also recovers as well, and stuff like this. Because who knows, maybe if it wasn't for this security officer, the story might be completely different.